Walaupun rentas negeri dah dibenarkan, SOP kenalah jaga. Pak, boleh tutup muka. Naik buat ujian kendiri ke sebelum mulakan perjalanan? Gila bang. Abang! Tak peduli. Aku tak peduli.
Sarawak Premier to speak at Singapore Dialogue. BERTUNTUNG in Sarawak on the watch. And Shanghai fences up COVID-hit areas. Those are the headlines for tonight. I'm Charlotte Minato, and this is TVS Nightline. Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng, will be a guest speaker at the S. Rajaratnam Endowment Dialogue Dinner 2022 in Singapore tomorrow evening, April 26. According to a statement issued by the Office of the Premier of Sarawak, the event will take place at the Arts House, Old Parliament Lane in Singapore.
His participation in the dialogue is upon the invitation of Temasek Foundation in partnership with the Straits Times and the International Strategy Forum ISF, one of the flagship programs of Schmidt Futures. The Premier will address based on the theme Economic Developments in Asia and the World, and he will touch on the post-COVID-19 Development Strategy 2030 and the various new initiatives of the Sarawak government, including digital economy, green economy, hydrogen economy, the ART, autonomous rapid transit, Sarawak Science Centre and commercial agriculture. Joining the Premier on the trip are the Sarawak Minister of Utility and Telecommunication, Datuk Julaihi Narawi, the Director of Economic Planning Unit, EPU, Datuk Dr. Muhammad Abdullah Zaidel, and Sarawak Energy Berhad Chief Executive Officer, Datuk Syarbini Suhaili.
Private sectors play an important role in spurring development in Sarawak. The latest one known, OCIM Sdn Berhad, based in Bintulu, plays this role with the state government in boosting Sarawak's growth, thus bringing change to the energy industry. According to its president, Steve Choi Sung, of establishing the Research and Development or R&D Centre as part of their long-term plan to expedite the process of research in the state.
So actually, our company is producing and the raw material for the solar value chain. At the same time, we also supply the wind, the power generation industry as well. Also, Mr. Lee, our vice chairman, shared our long-term plan, which is we establishing our R&D center in Sarawak. So we are very much initial stages. So we are contacting the several university in Sarawak. So it will be the first R&D center out of Korea this time.
He also added that the political stability in the state was one of the factors for OCIM to continue investments in Sarawak. At the same time, this approach creates a long-term plan for both entities in producing green energy.
We've been operating our existing plant from 2017, and of course there was very difficult moment, we overcome together. And then we making continuous investment because the political situation is very stable in Sarawak. And then all the green power supply throughout the hydro-generated power. And then it is the link with our future, the raw materials products. So we can create the new green environment energy, the business in Sarawak.
For records, OCIM Sinriam Berhad has been recognized as a pioneer in renewable, or commonly known as solar energy. Now the company is one of the largest polysilicon producer in the world. Shanghai authorities battling an outbreak of COVID-19 have erected fences outside residential buildings as the measure has sparked fresh public outcry over a lockdown that has forced much of the city's 25 million people indoors.
Video filmed by residents on Sunday, April 24th, showed shops and restaurants sealed with green fences and police cordons in central Shanghai. Workers clad in white hazmat suits could be seen in some parts of the street. Images of workers sealing entrances of housing blocks and closing off entire streets with roughly 2-meter-tall green fencing went viral on social media, prompting questions and complaints from residents. China's most populous city of 25 million is battling the country's biggest COVID-19 outbreak with a policy that forces all positive cases into quarantine centers. Shanghai is carrying out daily citywide COVID-19 tests and accelerating transfer.
A total of 95 firefighters received the 2021 Excellent Service Award on Monday, April 25. The ceremony aims to increase the motivation of the recipients to continue to showcase excellent service.
Sarawak Fire and Rescue Department Director Datu Kiruddin Rahman attended the event to present the awards to the high performers.
Harapan saya agar pengiktirafan dan juga penghargaan semua ini dapat melonjakkan motivasi dan semangat kepada tuan-tuan dan perempuan untuk menjadi insan kamil yang bersahsiah, berkualiti, seterusnya menjadi tauladan dan mentor terbaik kepada rakan-rakan sekerja yang lain.
The recipients expressed their gratitude on receiving the award. At the same time, they are determined to continue their excellent service.
Selepas menerima anugerah perkhidmatan cemerlang 2021 ini, saya berjanji saya akan berusaha dengan lebih baik dan akan memantapkan lagi usaha saya dan mempertingkatkan kemampuan diri bagi mencapai target Jabatan Bomba dan Penyelamat Malaysia Negeri Malaysia lah, Jabatan Bomba dan Penyelamat Malaysia.
Saya bertekad untuk bekerja lebih cemerlang dan akan berusaha untuk menaikkan nama jabatan pada masa akan datang.
The selection of award recipients was made based on 4 main criteria, namely excellent personality, trust, responsibility, and motivation.
In other matters, the tradition of putting up oil lamps and other festive lights, better known as BERTUNTUNG in Sarawak, during the Idul Fitri celebration will be among the activities that will be the focus of the Malaysian Fire and Rescue Department during the festive holiday this year. Its Director General, Dato Sri Muhammad Hamdan Wahid, said such activity posed a risk and those who planned to do so should be prepared to take precautionary steps.
Meanwhile, Bomba Sarawak Director Datu Kiruddin Rahman said that about 80% of the 1,040 of its staff based in Sarawak will be on duty on rotation during the Idul Fitri celebration.
Jadi ditempatkan di balai 0108 lah. Dan kita juga di Sarawak ni agak ada lain sikit daripada sebenarnya sebab kita ada pasukan bomba sukarela, BB, bomba komuniti dan juga ini dah sedang kita susun dah, kita minta mereka bantu lah sebab
At the same time, Muhammad Hamdan pointed out that the Ops Raya Aidilfitri will be launched on 27 April, with 3 main hotspots identified.
Yang pertamanya adalah dari aspek keselamatan kebakaran di bangunan komersial dan juga rumah kediaman. Keduanya, fokus kita adalah dari segi bekerjasama dan berkolaborasi dengan agensi-agensi yang lain tentang keselamatan di jalan raya. Dan ketiganya adalah dari segi keselamatan di air.
Earlier, Muhammad Hamdan officiated the State Bomba Excellence Service Award ceremony involving 95 recipients.
Coming up right after the break, senior citizen pleads guilty for raping a cat. Indonesia may lift palm oil export ban and MOE to issue guidelines to teachers. Right here on TVS Nightline, stay tuned.
Anda nak tahu apa yang terjadi dalam sejahtera Asia musim yang terbaru?
Lebih rancak, lebih meriah.
Lebih menarik, lebih informatif. Lebih banyak program baharu dan menarik.
Nak belajar? Nak tahu tempat menarik? Nak apa lagi?
Saya di sini lagi rancak berjalan. Saksikan Sejahtera Asia musim yang baru
bersiaran setiap hari jam 7.30 pagi.
Tapi di sini aku nak pergi. Saksikan rancangan info majalah Hobi Kami pada setiap hari Selasa 7.15 malam hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My Preview.
Welcome back to the Nightline. Indonesia's palm oil export ban is expected to be lifted in 1 or 2 months, according to Maybank Investment Berhad or Maybank IB.
Last Friday, Joko Widodo announced Indonesia will ban palm oil exports from April 28, 2022 until further notice to ensure the fulfillment of domestic needs. According to Maybank IB, the anticipated problem faced by growers and refiners will be insufficient storage capacity if the export ban is not lifted quickly. The mills also cannot purchase fresh fruit bunches, especially from the smallholders. In fact, palm oil has a short shelf life once processed into crude palm oil, unlike oil seeds which can be kept for a year or 2 without losing too much quality. Maybank IB said currently there are short-term negative knee-jerk reactions to plantation stocks with a relatively bigger presence in Indonesia, while Malaysia-centric planters will be the prime beneficiaries. The future prices on Bursa Malaysia's derivatives may also correct sharply when the export ban is lifted as Indonesia's palm oil flood the global market amid the second half seasonal harvest. At the close, the CPO futures contract for May 2022 increased 101 ringgit to 6,972 ringgit a ton. June 2022 dropped 16 ringgit to 6,609 ringgit a ton. July 2022 decreased 126 ringgit to 6,229 ringgit, and August 2022 slipped 174 ringgit to 5,988 ringgit a ton. September 2022 fell 193 ringgit to 5,852 ringgit a ton, and October 2022 shed 180 ringgit to 5,786 ringgit a ton.
The rising commodity and material costs hinder developers' ability to sustain delivery of affordable housing in the state. Sarawak Housing and Real Estate Developers Association President Augustine Wong said this is in addition to the labour shortage issues faced by the industry.
Wong said the labour shortage issue directly impacts and affects a developer's ability to build and complete development projects. He said SHEDA also fully supports the state government's efforts through the Ministry of Public Health, Housing and Local Government to review the cost of housing and real estate developments. According to Wong, developers have been struggling between increasing raw material cost and capped statutory selling prices for affordable housing. He suggested that the local and relevant authorities consider additional finance mechanisms to complement affordable housing initiatives.
The relaxation of several standard operating procedures, or SOP, that will be announced on Wednesday has been deliberated carefully to ensure the safety of the people. Health Minister Khairi Jamaluddin said it has to be discussed thoroughly to ensure all efforts to curb the spread of COVID-19 do not go in vain.
Pihak KKM dah bincang panjang lebar tentang perkara ini sebab kita tak nak tersilap langkah. Kita dah urus pandemik dengan baik dan kes semakin menurun, hospital kita tidak tertekan. So we don't want to make a mistake. We want to make sure that whatever restrictions that we loosen, kelonggaran yang kita bagi kepada SOP ini adalah bersifat selamat dan cermat. Jadi atas semangat itu saya akan bentang pada Jemaah Menteri pada hari Rabu nanti, dan kalau disetujui saya akan umum nanti pada hari Rabu.
Meanwhile, Khairi said so far, a total of 1,939 individuals had received a second booster shot, with most of them getting the dose on a walk-in basis.
Untuk booster ni, kita setakat ini dah bagi 1,939 dos penggalak yang kedua, the fourth dose lah. Ini kebanyakannya adalah walk-in yang telah pergi ke PPV GP untuk mendapatkan dos yang keempat bagi golongan warga emas, terutamanya yang ada comorbidity.
A senior citizen from Sarawak has been charged at the Sessions Court here for raping a cat, resulting in its death today. According to media reports, the unemployed Janting Keling, 63, pleaded guilty in front of Sessions Court Judge Fatima Zahari.
According to the charge sheet, he committed the act at a playground in Taman Ungku, Tun Aminah at around 4:30 a.m. on April 16. He was charged under Section 377 of the Penal Code with carnal intercourse against the order of nature, which carries a maximum jail sentence of 20 years, as well as a fine and whipping upon conviction. Janting pleaded for a lighter sentence as he did not have a job and just arrived here from Sarawak. He told the court he was currently staying with his daughter and was not sure if she would show up to post bail. Fatimah then set bail at 6,000 ringgit with one surety and fixed May 25th for the handing over of documents.
Malayan Banking Berhad or Maybank has notified that its services began to experience slowness due to unprecedented high traffic volumes across its platforms.
In a statement today, the bank is currently working on resolving and restoring its services, which affected all banking platforms since 9 a.m. on Monday. For further assistance and updates, customers can contact Maybank Group Customers Care at 1388 6688 Malaysia or +60378 44 3696 overseas, or communicate with the bank via its social media platforms.
The Ministry of Education, or MOE, will be issuing guidelines to teachers on live streaming on social media when conducting teaching and learning in the classrooms. Senior Education Minister Dr. Radzi Jidin said some streaming with untoward character gave an emotional impact on the students and pupils in the schools.
Radzi Jidin also informed teachers to avoid such acts as it has a major impact on students.
Kita dapati akhir-akhir ini di media sosial seperti mana yang disebut tadi, ada guru-guru yang merakamkan secara live pengajaran mereka dalam kelas, dan perkara ini sedang diperincikan di peringkat kementerian. Kadang-kadang kerana ianya bukan sahaja melibatkan guru ini, melibatkan murid-murid yang lain. Kadang-kadang murid tak boleh jawab soalan, dia rasa segan, semua orang tengok dia secara atas talian, live all over the world, semua orang boleh akses. Jadi perkara ini kita sedang perincikan tentang apakah pendekatan yang paling sesuai, dan kita dah maklumkan pada guru-guru supaya elakkan berbuat demikian kerana impaknya adalah besar.
On a separate issue, Razi said the ministry is in the process of identifying the root cause of why teachers are opting for early retirement. However, he added there had been no significant change in the number of retired teachers over the past 6 years.
Data yang kami ada sebenarnya menunjukkan trend daripada 2017 itu sehingga ke hari ini trendnya hampir sama. Bermula daripada data yang kita ada bermula 2017 hingga ke hari ini trendnya hampir sama. Cuma kita sedang perincikan lebih sedikit tentang apakah menjadi punca-punca kepada apakah trend tersebut. Jadi insyaAllah dalam masa terdekat kita akan beri penjelasan yang lebih mendalam.
Previously, UMNO Deputy President Datuk Sri Muhammad Hassan said the report by the National Union of the Teaching Profession (NUTP) estimated over 10,000 teachers have been submitting their papers annually for early retirement over the last few years. This figure far exceeds the Education Ministry's statistics, and the matter deemed is worrying.
Mun mak tahu Sine Siti Makan minggu tu? Jangan lupa saksikan Sine Siti Makan setiap hari Selasa jam 5.45 petang hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My Preview. Makan.
Saksikan Kayo-Kayo Weekend setiap Jumaat jam 7.15 malam hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My Freeview.
Thank you for staying with me. And now on to our world affairs. Shortly after being re-elected as the French President, Emmanuel Macron said there is a need to address those who have abstained from voting. The country recorded its highest abstention rate since 1969, where many were unwilling to vote either for Macron or his defeated rival, Marine Le Pen.
Je pense aussi à tous nos compatriotes qui se sont abstenus. Leur silence a signifié un refus de choisir, auquel nous nous devrons aussi de répondre. Je pense enfin à ceux qui ont voté pour Madame Le Pen, dont je sais la déception ce soir. Non, ne sifflez personne. Depuis le début, je vous ai demandé de ne jamais siffler. Parce que, dès à présent, je ne suis plus le candidat d'un camp, mais le président de toutes et tous.
Macron defeated Le Pen for a second time with a comfortable margin of 58.5%, which successfully prevented a political upheaval which many expect to be similar to that of Trump's administration in the United States.
Aujourd'hui, vous avez fait le choix d'un projet humaniste, ambitieux pour l'indépendance de notre pays, pour notre Europe, un projet républicain dans ses valeurs, un projet social et écologique, un projet fondé sur le travail et la création, un projet de libération de nos forces académiques, culturelles, entrepreneuriales. Cette ère nouvelle ne sera pas la continuité du quinquennat qui s'achève, mais l'invention collective d'une méthode refondée pour 5 années de mieux, au service de notre pays, de notre jeunesse.
European leaders have also welcomed Macron's win, though many have also caused riots in Paris when Macron was re-elected as the French president.
Japan's Coast Guard on Monday, April 25, disclosed that 11 people had been confirmed dead after a tour boat went missing off the country's northern coast. The boat, Kazu 1, went missing on Saturday, April 23, whilst on a sightseeing tour around the Shiratoko Peninsula, which is famous for its wildlife and dramatic coastline.
24 passengers, including 2 children and 2 crew members, were on board. Meanwhile, the Coast Guard is continuing its search for the remaining 15 missing people. The Coast Guard last heard from the crew on Saturday afternoon when it reported that water was flooding the vessel. Local media reported that it last made contact 2 hours later, when it contacted its operating company to say it was keeling at a 30-degree angle. Additionally, the Coast Guard said it was not clear what had happened to the boat.
And that concludes TVS Nightline for tonight. Here with me, Shosha Metro, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day.
Anak yang tidak mendapat cukup makanan berkhasiat berisiko mengalami masalah berat badan, susut serta bantut. Kurang zat makanan akan menyebabkan anak kita kelihatan kecil dan rendah dari rakan sebaya, sering sakit, tidak aktif, bermasalah dalam pembelajaran, tidak produktif, kurang keyakinan diri dan berisiko kepada masalah penyakit lain. Jadi, pastikan anak kita mendapat makanan yang berkhasiat agar mereka membesar dengan sihat, kuat, bijak dan aktif. Jom jadi anak Malaysia yang tinggi, sihat selamanya.
Nak tahu saya masak apa? Jangan lupa saksikan